you've ever looked at something like this and thought, I could never make that, then stick around. Biff, pow, zap, clunk, clunk, ouchie. Hey guys, if you haven't already seen this is the Sentinel of the Forgotten, and over the past few weeks I've been sharing a few images of this. One thing I've heard quite a bit already is, yeah, it looks great, but there's no way I could print and paint something like that. And I get it. It's easy to assume this kind of result takes loads of skill, loads of experience, or both. Now, I've been designing for a while, be it trebuchets, onagers, Viking axes, dubious orcs, questionable safes, or other strange things, and yes, some of that experience helps. But when I design anything, I'm deliberately trying to make it as easy as possible to print, because we've all wasted time and effort on things that just don't work. And with this model, I've also focused heavily on making it straightforward to paint. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the design and show you how you can achieve something very similar to this, without needing to be any kind of expert. This modular watchtower stands at 524mm tall and is designed to be a striking tabletop centerpiece. But it's also fully playable, as you'll see. At 28mm tabletop scale, it's designed specifically for FDM printers, as it's just a bit too big even for large resin printers. I wanted it to look old, truly ancient, so I incorporated plenty of evidence of damage throughout, as well as some not so brilliant repairs. Comprised of 6 easy to stack levels, with each module created to be fully self-supporting, there's absolutely no need for messy and material wasting supports. Every piece, including this gibbet, which comes empty or occupied with some unfortunate soul, comes pre-orientated and prints flat off the build plate. Accessing the interiors is easy enough thanks to the lift-off sections, which securely stay in place thanks to these small printed studs. But there's also one more secret: hidden access panels. These can be easily slid open on levels 1 to 4 and don't fall out thanks to the tongue and groove design, plus a few 5x2mm magnets. The interiors are also decorated, and stonework and woodwork are deliberately textured to help make painting easier. On the 5th level, remove the roof to gain access to the generous battlement. There's even murder holes to rain down trouble on unsuspecting raiders. Personally, I love the roof, that's obviously seen better days, but I guess not everyone will. So with that in mind, I created an alternative open-top battlement, though this can still be a watchtower with a beacon if you choose. And if you're wondering about the furniture, yes, I designed that to be easily printed without supports as well, including the bunk beds, barrels, chests, and even a desk with a quill. It's amazing what we can achieve with FDM. And in case you're wondering, this particular example was printed on the Elegoo Century Carbon using Sunlu PLA Plus filament. So there's no fancy equipment, just an ordinary desktop 3D printer. So hopefully you can see that with just a little forward planning, I've created this very large model to be surprisingly easy and straightforward to print. And thanks to the lift-off sections, access panels, wall sconces, ladders and trapdoors, together with surprisingly generous internal space thanks to the tapered design, it should also be great fun for gameplay. Obviously, all of these features are ultimately pulled together with the paint job, and believe me, I'm no painting pro. But it's possible to achieve a fairly good finish like this by using simple techniques. To begin, I spray everything matte black with ordinary auto primer. This one isn't brilliantly matte, but it does the job well enough. Once fully dry, you'll need 3 shades of grey, a dark, medium and light, as well as a white. using the large dry brush and starting with the darkest grey, work the paint well into the bristles, but make sure there's hardly any paint coming off. This is critical. If your brush is saturated with paint, this technique simply won't work. Brush very lightly, allowing the bristles to catch the raised texture of the print, leaving behind dark recesses, and then cover every surface. Don't worry about even coverage. If things look patchy, that will actually work to your advantage later. After 2 coats of the darkest grey, things certainly look a lot more matte, but it's hard to really see any differences. However, when we do the same thing with medium grey, it's easier to spot. After 2 coats of the medium grey, it's time to apply the light grey, and I should have said earlier, with every coat you apply, try to add less and less paint. After 2 coats of light grey, it's time to add 1 coat of the white, making sure of course that the brush is very dry. Allow a good hour for everything to dry properly, and then apply a contrast paint to the wood items. I used Citadel Dark Oath Flesh, and the trick is not to worry about the paint seeping into the recesses, as they'll remain dark. And again, if things look patchy, that's a bonus. I've painted the hinges and the hatch handle silver and let that dry. Now I'm going to paint every mortar and grout line with Citadel Null Oil. Don't lay this on thick. Use it like an ordinary paint. You'll be surprised how thin it goes on, and it will dry fairly clear. So extreme accuracy isn't an issue. Instead, you'll probably need to give it 3 or 4 coats of Null Oil to darken things down nicely. Now this bit may scare you. Think about all those dirty areas, the places water and dirt will gather and stain over time. These areas get a crude, and I mean crude, coat of Null Oil. Again, just use it like an ordinary paint and don't lay it on thick. I'm deliberately shaking things here to emphasize how carefree you can be. Nature rarely creates straight lines, so random is good. But don't paint everything. Be very selective about your dirty areas, and then build up 2 or 3 coats of Null Oil. And don't forget those internal areas, those dingy corners and edges. With several coats, these will get darker and the edges will remain naturally soft. For a mossy finish, I used Mantis Warrior Green, and please go sparingly with this. Remember, moss only appears on the shaded sides of buildings, so don't use it everywhere, and trust me, less is more. Slap this on everywhere and it will look stupid. So just add very little to the brush and very little to the model. And always think, how would nature do this? This colour does dry a little softer, but from a distance it really looks the part. Genuinely, these painting techniques aren't difficult. Just take your time and think carefully where the paint should go. Don't use too much paint and you'll be surprised at the effect you can achieve. Now this might not be your kind of thing, but for those that love this genre and either fancy a fabulous centerpiece to talk about or something of interest to base your tabletop gaming around, this model is available on Kickstarter right now, with an early bird price deal for the enthusiastic. I know you guys are used to me giving away my models for free, and that will always be part of who I am. But projects like this take a huge amount of time and effort, so this is one of the few that I'll be putting out as a paid release. And I hope you'll agree, it's a model worth paying for. There's a link in the description straight to the Kickstarter page. And if you do want to support your old mate VogMan and back my campaign, well, bless your cotton socks. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed looking over my most recent project, and I hope I convinced you that printing and painting doesn't have to be difficult. So take care, guys, and thanks for watching.